Wow, so well done. You've got to the 12th module. The 12th module is really a module where we recap everything again. We've been through quite a lot. We've looked at a vast amount of concepts. And the big idea of this whole course is to give you and teach you essential skills. Over the years, I've seen so many ideas and so many tricks, but most importantly, what I've seen people try to learn self-defense and get totally confused. What we have tried to do is to teach you a set of ideas and a set of concepts that if you train with them and you allow them to integrate module by module, they become part of your nature. I don't expect you to remember all these techniques. The idea is by doing all of this training, by training each module, by putting an hour and a half, 2 hours into each module, you develop a mindset and a set of muscle memory and a set of simple concepts. So let's just go through some of the key ideas again. So one of the most important ideas, and the idea that is a game changer for everybody, is the whole idea of awareness. And that whole idea is that you do not allow someone you don't know into your space. So someone approaches you, and the way we think about this, the only reason someone we don't know wants to get in our space is to assess us as a victim, potential victim, interview us to make sure we fit their criteria, or take up a position where they have an advantage, where shock and a surprise can work for them. So the whole idea we have is hands up and space and like controlling your space. And really what's really important about that is you're activating your self-defense mindset and bringing that back even to a higher level by making that decision that you are not going to let someone you don't know in a space. You need to become aware, which means you need to start thinking more about your safety. And one of the things I strongly recommend is if you're going out, think about how you're going to get home. If you're going somewhere you don't know, think about what you're going to do when you get there. When I go on holidays to a new place, if I don't know it, I know that airports, taxi ranks, train stations, they're full of potential attackers because that's where they hang out because they know people are going to be confused. So a big idea I'd always do is have someone have a guide, have a taxi pick you up, make sure there's something you've got waiting for you on the other side that helps you. I spent 2.5 years living in Africa. I would never land in a place without having someone there to guide me out and help me get settled. And I recommend that to everybody. Do not, if you're ever going somewhere for the first time, have a plan. If you're going out, have a plan for coming home. Oftentimes people plan going out a lot, like my wife or, and people's, women, sorry about being a bit sexist, but spend a lot of time thinking about going out. But very rarely do people think about the time and the energy about coming home. All those things. So it's really one of those big ideas I want to leave you with. But next thing we want to do is we have our hands or space up. We're being assessed as a potential victim. We want to show them through our body language, through our awareness that we don't fit our profile. And then if they do choose to come at us, we want to watch for the no tripwire. And the no tripwire is this whole idea. If someone approaching you say no, and they ignore that no, that is a very strong indicator that they're going to continue and this is going to escalate. Remember, they don't know you. You don't owe them anything. If they ask you for money, you say, I can't help you, they become more persistent. You need to act in your own defense. So that might be using your verbal skills to stay away, leave me alone, escalating that up. If it keeps coming, you're going to raise your voice to attract attention. And then if you need to strike, we basically have a simple striking model. It took us a few modules to teach it to you because we wanted you to get a step by step. Our striking module is very simple. We use our palms, our elbows, and our knees. It really is that simple. You get your hands up, palms, elbows, knees. If you get really close, you're going to tear and rip and headbutt and bite. All those different things designed to make them go away. It really is that simple, and we have it that simple on purpose. Okay, we have it that simple on purpose. And I will tell you, I've trained over 50,000 people. And years later, I still hear people say, oh my God, this guy came at me and I got my hands up and all I did was drive in my palms and my elbows and I got away, I escaped. Years and years and years after they've done the course. That is why we do this. Okay, because it will stick with you. Then we looked at a whole idea of our techniques. We looked at headlocks, turning in, grabbing, striking, getting away from. We looked at grabs from the front coming on, attacking the ears and the eyes and the nose. And what you'll see is we have a common set of targets. We like to attack the eyes. We like to attack the nose, the ears, all these things, because no matter who you are, you cannot put muscles on your eyes. You cannot put muscles on your nose. And it hurts everybody. If you get grabbed from behind, we're going to shoot back, attack, being aggressive. And this is where we really led the ideas. We don't really teach, when we engage, we're not really being self-defense anymore. We're doing protective offense. We become the attacker, because what we have to do is to create as much fear and damage in them that they will stay away from us and leave us alone. Okay, so that's another one of our big ideas. And even if we don't get the fear and the damage enough, we're going to delay everything. So the day now, time is passing, the element of surprise is gone. We looked at chokes, and a key idea about chokes is the plucking idea. It's the plucking idea. And that no matter which way you're being choked, there really is only one idea. Plucking. Now, of course, you have to attack them and you have to go after them. And you do that based on the different relative position. So what is the angle? So if I'm here, attack the groin, boom. But you know what? If you can't get them to do, just fucking hit them. Just hit them. Now they're dealing with what you're doing to them. If you get grabbed behind, you pluck, bam, in, driving in. If you get, we did chokes. If now we looked at the rear naked choke, and we have this guy coming on. If we let this guy get on, we could be in trouble. So we're going to tuck our chin, escape, get out, twist out, come in and attack. If we let it get on, we're going to go here and come back out this way, go on the attack using our close quarter techniques. If the guy is throwing punches at us, we're going to close in, use our close quarter techniques. So really what you'll see is these simple ideas can work in a wide range of things. If we find that we can't move, we're going to look for shin hacks, we're going to look for rippings, and we're going to look for fingers. All those things are things we can do. So in self-defense, don't think big, think small. My favorite finger to grab is the little finger. My little finger in his little eye hurts like hell. So really don't think big, think small. Now, when you're training at home, you need to train in different ways. At the very beginning of training, you should really be taking it slow. You should very much be dealing with, the guys coming in, the headlock comes on, you work it on. But as you develop skills, we have what we call integration skills. So guys, can I just get the three of you? So basically, as much as possible, you do not want to spend time. Once you've got a basic technique going, you don't want to spend time on that technique in isolation. You want to spend time on that technique integrating it with other moves from movement. So you have a situation where Stephen is in the middle here and Jer is kind of just constantly slowly putting techniques on him. And he's just moving, he's switching it, coming in again, he's coming in with a different technique, he's hitting the pads. So here's my big advice to you is don't get caught up in perfectionism. Don't get caught up in trying to bring that in one take. Get caught up in movement and integration and fighting and working the range. Bruce Lee, almost took self-defense to an art and to a science. He was an art, but to a science, in that he looked at the ranges. So the idea of what's the right range, practicing the right range, practicing escaping the techniques, all those things are very important. But ultimately, what will save you is ferociousness. Mindset, self-defense mindset, and ferociousness. Nobody really wants to deal with the lunatics that we want you to become to protect yourself. The people who are going to blast it in, who are going to fight like they're going to die, who are going to bite, who are going to headbutt, who are going to break fingers, all to get home so they can live a safe life. Okay? So, you have this course for life. You've gone through it step by step. And I'm sure you wanted to rush through it and maybe you felt we were being a bit too slow, but I will tell you, I have, but there's very few people in this world who've spent as much time as they have teaching normal people how to protect themselves. And I will tell you that this way of learning for us has been proven to be massively effective. I urge you to basically go through it step by step. If you've been through and glanced through it, that's fine. Get a partner. Spend 2 hours on every module. Go through this course. look at the module and practice what we teach for 2 hours for a week. Then do the next module for a week for 2 hours. Or you can do it over a weekend if you want to take a long weekend, but put 24 hours into it. Remember, the idea of this course, why it's called 24-hour self-defense, was based on the idea that if someone came to me and they only had 24 hours, they could protect themselves. So you have 24 hours of training here. You've got 12 modules that have pulled together some of the most amazing training that I have come across. Some of the basics, the ideas that we have seen stay with you. And I urge you to take your time, practice these things, come back to them every now and again, and live a very safe life. Thank you very much. Okay, big round up for everybody who happened. Okay, boom, and we're done. That's a wrap.